Hey folks, Kathy Williams-DeVries here, bringing you the 33rd in my series of 72 mini masterclasses on the Rosé Etudes. We're working through the first 40, this is number 33. This particular etude is very much focused on your broken chords and arpeggios and articulation. There are a few different articulations. Two-slurred, two-tongued, two-slurred, six-tongued, one-tongued, two-slurred, one-tongued, so off the beat, and four-slurred but off the beat as well. Really good staccato exercise, and really good for getting to know your chords. We're in C major, but the first few bars are actually the G major arpeggio. And then we go through a few different cycles. We've got a G7, and then we've got an E major arpeggio, which then brings us to A minor, which then brings us through an A7 to D, which then brings us back to G, and then through a G7 to C, to G, to C, then C7 to F, C7 to F, and then D minor to B flat major to a C7, and then a lovely F to B flat, then C to F, and then C, D minor, A, back to D minor. So it's quite challenging towards the end, because you're getting towards the end of the piece, you've already been doing quite a lot of staccato, and all of a sudden you've got this. Which is quite challenging. Rocks along at 108. So now for this first trill, I would only make it a shake rather than a trill, otherwise you'll be late on the semiquaver. Because otherwise it is possible, I don't know, I find it too finicky. And you may want to, in the style of Bach, slightly emphasize the first note of each bar to give an idea of tonality. But that's up to you. And then we come to so here, at the last bar of the second line, we're suddenly coming to a lot of A minor arpeggios. You really want a really smooth transition between the A and the E. It is tempting to sort of half hit the G. make sure that the fingers are very well coordinated through there. And here again, you want really smooth G to D. And again between the D and the B. So again, really smooth chord work, arpeggio work through there. And you may want to crescendo slightly as you go down the instrument. And really emphasize the quavers there. Now here, there are a couple of ways of playing this second bar with the D flat. What I prefer to do is to hit the D flat and the C at the same time, so the D flat on the left and the C on the right. Otherwise you can use the right hand D flat to the left hand C. I don't like that as much. I think it's much easier to use the first one. And here we want a really clean F major chord. Now in this first bar of the next line, use the long B flat. And we want some really clean thumb work too, going from the F to the B flat. You don't want to keep your thumb lagging on the F hole. It doesn't make for a very good B flat. But the next one's quite straightforward. Now we come to a series of arpeggios. Take the chance to breathe there. Now here, in this third bar, we need to hit the left hand C in order to get to the right hand E flat. And again, use the long B flat as much as possible. And emphasize the first beat of each quartet of semiquavers. And again, crescendo down the instrument. And don't rush the too slurred. And notice here you don't go up to the D, you go down to the B. Now this is the really difficult bit. You need to keep your support right up, right through to the end of the top note. And emphasize the first note, the lower note. So that's the etude. There's not a lot to it, I don't think, musically. but perhaps that's the way I approach it. I see it as a technical exercise. Let me turn the metronome off and see what I can do musically for it when I play it through for you. I think I tried to add a little bit more musicality into it at that stage. So that is the 33rd of the 40 Rosé etudes that I've done as a mini masterclass. Remember, these are only a guide. Feel free to ask further questions either by YouTube, email, Twitter or Skype. All the details are at the bottom of the video, and please join me for number 34. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.